Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Sorry I'm late. I thought I was on at 4:30 and I ended up realizing that I was on at 4. So I just missed you guys. There's just a couple minutes. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes for everyone to join in. And I'm trying to find you on my Facebook page. Let me see, I'm almost there. Just give me a few seconds. I wasn't ready for you today. There we go, I found you. Okay, we're ready to go. So afternoon tea time and a card. I am actually going to be creating a very layered, a multi-layered card for you today. And I wanted to use a stamp set that I've had for a while, but I hadn't used. I'm using the Positive Thoughts. And what is great about this stamp set is we now have dies to go with it. The dies are part of our coordination that's going on that started on March 1st and it's going to end this month. So if you guys want these dies to go with this stamp set, make sure you grab them now. So let me show you, before I show you the card, I'm going to show you everything I'm using. Hello everyone, I can see you all coming on. I'm using the Tailored Tag Punch. For colors, I'm using Soft Seafoam, Mary Merlot, and Balmy Blue. And I'm going to be doing some sponging today, so I've got 2 sponges. All I did was take one of our round sponge, cut it in 4, and then I stapled the Everyday Label Punch. I folded this in half and stapled. So I've got Balmy Blue and Soft Seafoam that I'm going to be using for sponge colors. Let me bring in the layers. I'm using Mary Merlot 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. I'm going to go ahead and fold that on the score line. And look, it matches my nail polish. Cool. Next up, I used our new Parisian folder, embossing folder, to emboss a piece of Whisper White. Look how pretty that is. This measures 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place. And then I'm going to show you the card. Okay, that's going to go right on the front. Okay, ready to see the card? So I have lots and lots of layers. I'm going to have to use the Big Shot quite a bit to cut out all of my layers. So here's my card. It's got a lot of the greenery in the back. I've got double flower. I've got a double butterfly that I folded. And then we're going to sponge on the background too. So let me show you how I did that. So I have a scrap of Balmy Blue, a scrap of the Soft Seafoam, and I am going to be using this cute little frame. So let me dig out all of the dies. I'm using the frame, the butterfly, the flower, this large piece for the branch. And then I use this little one. I've already gone ahead and cut these out only because I'm not stamping these. I've got 3 of these in the what's the color I'm using? I already forgot. Mary Merlot. So I've got 3 of those all cut out. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring out a scrap piece of white. And I'm going to just add adhesive all over it. I have the Soft Seafoam. I'm going to glue that to the bottom. And then the Balmy Blue. And then I'm going to bring in my little paper trimmer. I'm just going to chop those off. And I want it to be big enough so I can do my little frame. So let me go ahead and bring the Big Shot in. I'm going to have to do that twice today because I need to sponge on here first. Now the reason I did these 2 colors, I want this to be like the grass and then the sky. So I'm going to go ahead and put this about there. And I'm going to run this through a couple times only because I have 2 layers of cardstock. Let's see if it cut through. Sometimes I might have to, oh, it did cut through. I thought maybe I'd have to turn it upside down. Okay, there's my little panel. Now I want to bring this up close. I want you to see the detail. See the detail on that frame? It's so pretty. It presses down into the cardstock. Okay. This is where I'm going to do some sponging. Let me bring in my scrap piece only because I have a clean sheet here and I don't want to get it all dirty already. I'm going to do the soft seafoam first. And what I'm going to do is mostly sponge on the edge of the cardstock. I just want to darken up the edges. And I'll bring this up close so you can see it. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. See how it darkened up the edges? So that's the soft seafoam. Now we're going to do the balmy blue. Again, I'm just coming in from the edge. And I'm softening it up right onto the cardstock. And to me, this just gives it a little bit of a cloudy look on the sky. Okay, and there's the balmy blue. So you can see if I do both sides here, you can see how darkened up on the edges that is. Okay, so now I can go ahead and glue that in place on my card front. I'm actually going to do that with dimensionals. I've got a lot of dimensionals today because we have so many layers. Oh, Cookie, you're talking about the magnet sheets. I love having the magnet sheets in my clear cases. That way the dies are always at your fingertips when you dig out your stamp sets. Okay, so there's the 3 layers that I started out with. Now we got to do all of the sponging. So I'm going to go, or not the sponging, the inking, stamping. I can't talk today. Okay, let's move these over. And I'm going to do 2 flowers. So I'm going to bring in the flower image. I'm going to stamp twice without re-inking because I want a dark flower and a light flower. I'm going to stamp 2 butterflies. I think I need another piece of white. Sorry for leaving you. I had to go cut a piece in half. Okay, I don't have enough room there for my branches. So now I'm going to go ahead and do 2 branches. And again, I'm going to do it twice without re-inking because I want a light one and a dark one. Okay, so you can see the color difference in that. Now let's bring in the Big Shot one more time. There's all my dies. Let's see if I can't send my clear plates crashing like I just did. That's what that big noise was. I sent everything crashing. Okay, now let's do, I'm gonna do one of the flower. Now I gotta find the right way to position this. Let me see, I gotta look. I should have marked my stamp. Is this it? No, that's still not it. I'm just gonna have to keep turning until I find it. That's not it. Oh, I got it right there, I think. Nope. Oh my goodness. This is not fun. I got it, there we go, yahoo! Okay, now let's do the butterfly. We're going to do 1 butterfly and 1 flower at a time. Okay, so there's 1 flower. Let's move this over. Hopefully I didn't turn it, so I have to keep figuring out where it needs to go. That goes right there. And let me see. One butterfly. Usually I make a little marking on my stamp to coordinate with a little marking on my die, and I forget to do that this time. Okay, so there's my 2 flowers and my 2 butterflies. Next is the 2 branches. So let's do this one first. I might have to redo one of my butterflies. I think the die moved. I'm gonna take a closer look before I put my big shot away. Okay, there's branch number 2. Yeah, look at this guy. I don't like him at all. I gotta redo that one. I'm just gonna stamp right on this piece of paper here while I have it set up. Let's see if we can cut a better butterfly. Whoops. Let's see if this one will line up. I think my magnetic plate is moving. My die. I don't have any washi tape close by. Okay, heel. You stay right there. I think I got it this time. Okay. Yeah, this other butterfly just didn't cut it for me. That's awful. Now, let's bring the card back in. And we're going to start gluing. So what I did first, how I decided I wanted to do up my card, I knew I wanted to add the green branches in the corner. So I'm going to go ahead and add glue to the lighter one. Oh, you guys think it's funny that I told the die to heel. I didn't want it to move. Didn't want to have to do that for you again. On the second branch, I'm going to add some mini dimensionals. And that one's going to be overlapped on the first one, just like that. Next, we're going to add a flower, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to glue one flat. It's going to go up here. And then one with the dimensionals. I happen to have the mini dimensionals next to me, so I'm just going to keep using those. You know what I find about dimensionals and nail polish? They love to stick on your nails. Let's see, I'm going to put this flower. So isn't that neat how you get the light, the 2 layers that are lighter underneath the darker ones? I just think that looks wonderful. Now let's go ahead and do the sentiment before I go anywhere else. And that's going to be with the Merlot color. And we're going to go ahead and flag the ends with a tailored tag punch. I love this sentiment too. It says, friends like you mean more every year. It's very rare to be able to find good friends nowadays. So this would be a great card to give to someone that's been with you as a friend for a long time. I'm sure they would appreciate this card. Okay, this is going to go right on the bottom. And then we need to, I'm going to ditch this butterfly because I don't want to use it. So I'm just going to throw it away off to the side. Now this butterfly, we're going to add one flat right to this flower. And this one I'm going to fold. I just want his wings to fold. I'm going to add 2 little dimensionals in the center. And by adding the one on the bottom, it just makes it look like it's in flight. And then you just pinch that. So isn't that neat how that looks with the one on the bottom? And then my last step is to sneak in these little branches. And all I did was add a little bit of liquid glue. And I just tucked it in there. Tuck and press. There's 1, 2, and the third one I'm going to try to sneak under the sentiment like I did on my first card. There, that's it for my multi-layered card. And let me bring the stamp set back in so you'll know which one I'm using. And I will draw a name tomorrow for one of these cards. So positive thoughts along with the Nature's Thoughts dies. Don't miss out on these dies because they're only available for a couple more weeks. So thanks so much for joining me for my afternoon tea time and a card. And I hope to see you guys on Sunday for a technique that I'll be doing on my Sunday share at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a good remainder of the week, everyone. See you soon.